We're vaguely live.
Category Warhammer. That works.
Oh, those poor people who came to watch someone play, what was it? Dawn of War, Winter Assault.
That was
Yes.
an option,
That was a good one.
but that's not what we're playing.
That is not what we're playing.
I attempted the Dawn of War computer games a few times and couldn't get past the voice acting. It is real melodramatic.
That is Warhammer.
Tell of the voice acting and how horrible it is with the steel rain.
That's Warhammer. I think Relic got it right on. Okay.
Yeah.
Hello.
I mean, there's an entire species of football hooligans.
Hello, and welcome to the Redacted Files podcast. Megan, that was you, wasn't it?
Yep.
Okay. You can't be on me about not starting on time then.
And let me
Hello.
just say, Jack, before we kick off in full, Jack is in chat.
Oh boy.
Hi, Jack.
Yes, I made sure to study up on incorrect Warhammer information so I can make the most wrong references.
There's an Empress in charge, right?
Right?
Okay. Hello, and welcome to the Redacted Files podcast, where we are playing Wrath and Glory, the new Warhammer 40,000 RPG from Ulisses Spiele. This is Acer, and around the table we have Mike.
Hi, everyone. I'll be your rogue trader for the evening. The red wine is blood, and the white wine is plasma, because there is only war. I'll be playing Sven Thomas Septimus the 27th, a.k.a. Sven, the rogue trader.
Megan.
Hey, everyone. This is Megan, and I am playing Hestia, a heretic.
John.
Hi, I'm John, and I'm playing Zeratos, the Warlock.
And Rob.
I'm Rob. I'm playing Sister Demedia Hastafragus, the Sister Hospitaller.
All right. So, as our story begins, you are all on the world Gilead Primus. And a fire alarm? I'm sure it's fine.
What could possibly go wrong in real life? Oh, no.
And you're all going about your lives pretty much as though the galaxy wasn't unraveling around you. You know, like any day in the Imperium of Man. When we're going to start with Sven. Sven, how your ship has recently returned to the Gilead system, the bastion of civilization here in the Imperium Nihilus, where you have offloaded a shipment of, well, the random crap that seems to be the token trade of every rogue trader. Just whatever you could pick up along the way that you thought would make a throne gelt or 10. After taxes, tithes, bribes, and, well, you don't really pay for, retirement, because there is no such thing, or death benefits, because you get to eat your dead. Anyway.
Retirement's a very big statue.
Yeah. So you have just arrived in system and are back in the world of civilized man. What are you doing?
Basically still trying not to fall into old habits of what I would be doing before I became the actual lead rogue trader for my house/family. And so resisting the urge to go back to a tavern or what have you and just drink for a bit. And instead, I'll swing into the quartermaster office or office, wherever we have the quartermasters for the ship, just to make sure that everything got offloaded properly. And Sven's trying to be a good boy.
Sir, your goods are all in excellent order. The inspection has completed, and the payments have been processed. You're making a tremendous contribution to the war effort.
Good.
Give me an
Just-
aware. Oh, go on.
Oh, I was just going to go, like, it's just to be sure, who are we fighting this week?
Everyone, sir.
No, I mean primarily though, is it chaos from the Reach, or have the orcs reared up again?
I believe there is currently an Aeldari incursion. They are attempting to push their raiding parties into the orbitals. Foolish of them, of course.
Yes, the knife ears. They've lost their claim to this galaxy, and I suppose we need to remind them of that sometimes.
Of course, sir. Now, roll awareness.
Okay. So that is 8 dice for me, including the Wrath and Glory die. And okay, no exaltic successes, but that is still 6 successes.
Wow. All right. Well, in that case, you definitely do spot the 6 men and women that just coincidentally seem to be standing in line in various places around the office, who wear the quite distinctive armor and uniforms of the Adeptus Arbitus.
So it's just coincidentally inspection day.
Yes. Well, apparently they are all interested in you. How do you wish to greet your new friends?
Ladies, gentlemen, Mental Gen, what can I do for you this evening? And if need be, I can try to make a fellowship style roll to ingratiate myself towards them.
All right, try to ingratiate yourself.
Okay. Leadership? Question mark? Or should that be?
No, these are decidedly your inferiors.
Intimidation.
I mean, like, leadership would do. I mean, like, your intimidation would be like if you wanted to rub it in their faces. Leadership would be like, comradely respect. But I am several rungs up the ladder from you.
Okay. And kind of tempted to try to insight roll also to figure out why they might be here. But not sure if that would be...
Oh, are you in armor?
Just coming off ship. Probably, yeah. Like for the parade exit.
Okay, give me an insight roll then.
Okay, so that will be... I've changed the lighting in my area, so have to actually physically check the dice, because I'm rolling 9d6 for this. So Acer,
Yeah.
out of those 9, only one of them wasn't a success, and I have 3 exalted successes.
All right.
Which for listeners, basically 4, 5, or 6 is a success, and a 6 is a super success that can be used for other things, if I'm remembering correctly.
Yes. So with 3 exalted successes, you actually get to tell me something about this scene.
Ooh.
Within reason, of course.
About the scene or why they're here?
About the scene. Like something you can influence what is about to happen.
Okay. It is.
Do you know one of them, maybe? Or
could it be we're docked on my ship, so everyone that's on board except for these guys are actually my people, so they're a bit on the back foot to begin with?
Okay, so you actually haven't gotten off your ship yet. You're kind of, it's a kind of like there's a dock that your ship has pulled into, and they've extended an umbilical, and being Warhammer, the umbilical is enormous. You could drive several trucks through side by side, and that's where this sort of receiving station is. So you're far closer to your ship than they are to the station itself. So they might have overplayed their hand a bit. Just a bit. Okay, a lot. And then you want to roll leadership?
Sure. I'm going to try to be careful to actually rotate out these dice, so in case some are predisposed towards being absurd, they'll get cycled out. Because the advantage of buying dice and bricks is that you get a lot of them. Okay, ooh, that's much more reasonable. That is 3 successes, one of which is a 6. So if I only needed 2, I can shift that into something else.
All right. So, I beg your pardon, Captain. I have an invitation from the House Varonius. They've the Rogue Trader wishes to see you at your earliest convenience.
Oh, excellent, excellent. Well, be sure to send along the message to the Exalted Rogue Trader that I will be along presently. In fact, and I kind of press a thumb to one of my ears and message into the ship PA, making sure that everyone knows that I'm going off to see the boss.
But don't come back, avenge my death.
And
Simpsons joke out of the way.
Yep, but in this case, actually real. Like, no, really. If I don't come back, avenge my death.
All right. So, yes, they are very polite now to you. You have gotten their measure, and they definitely are not going to give you any shit. They were going to just roll in and, well, you're not going to like haul off a rogue trader, but you can hurry him along.
Yeah, because since I am armored right now, I would have my sidearms and my sword at my side. So it's not something that you'd want to mess with necessarily.
Yeah, so they have reassessed the situation, and they are providing you with an honor guard.
Nice. As is right and proper.
As is right and proper.
What could possibly go wrong? Honor guards are only good, right?
Yeah.
Nice. We split this party in the first scene.
At least they hold open the door for you, and they don't just like kick you through. Meanwhile, in the bowels of the Underhive, Hestia,
Yes.
you are very, very far away from sunlight.
That's fair. I don't mind that, though.
Yeah, well, you don't even notice anymore, really. But what you are currently looking at, which, also has not seen sunlight in quite a while, is what looks like a part of what you think might be a Tau battlesuit.
Ooh.
Woo! That's Mike, the person going, ooh, not Sven.
And as you and your servitors busily try to examine what is visible around or through the fused chunks of ferrocrete that apparently fell on it many, many, many centuries ago. You're wondering exactly, what fancy xeno tech bits are still salvageable in there. Give me an awareness roll. Oh, go ahead and say what you...
Can I try to pick it up with my servo arm?
Yes.
I want to... Okay. I get a +4 dice when I'm using my servo arm. For straight strength.
Okay.
Or would this be athletics? I guess it doesn't matter. I don't have any training in athletics. Let's see.
Okay, so give me that roll.
Do I add the wrath die on top or just one of my...
It's one of their die.
Okay. Just want to make sure before I roll.
Yep.
All right.
Yeah. It basically means that if you only roll one die and it is the wrath die, it means that things can go even more comically wrong.
I got 4 successes.
All right. So people have been watching, and they sort of, as you sort of moved some of the rubble away, they got closer and closer. And they're like, "Is this worth stealing?" And then this little diminutive tech priest just like reaches down and, like one of those huge wreckers, just lifts this giant block sort of up over your head and, like smashes the ferrocrete block down to sort of like dislodge some of the larger pieces so you can get a better look. And you notice that there's like a swift departure of a great many people.
Perfect. Well, can I get to the Tau stuff? Like
yes.
with my foot, like try to kick it out so I can
Yes.
scoop it up after I drop this?
Yes. So it seems like there are some salvageable components that you will be able to dismantle at your leisure.
I'm going to put that on my character sheet.
Tau battlesuit bits.
I'm sure it'll come in use later.
Yeah, I mean, Tau engine blocks are probably pretty good.
Okay, now give me an awareness roll.
Now, something I'm less good at. No, wait, I'm actually pretty good at this because this is intellect-based. Count my gobs of die. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4 successes.
All right. You also are surprised to see, they rarely come down here, a squad of Arbitus.
I will put those bits in my my robes and scoot stealthily along the wall and away.
All right, let's get that stealth roll then.
Okay, good, because my stealth is rolling with 4 dice.
Oh no.
I got 2 successes.
All right. Unfortunately for you, they seem to not be fooled by your. Hey, look over there, Ploy.
Is it the red robes? Are the
It's
red
probably
robes?
the
giving
red
me away?
robes and the clanking bits.
And the movement not unlike a spider along the
Yes.
wall.
Sideways along the wall. Yeah, that totally didn't give you away. But excuse me.
Good afternoon. Is it afternoon? I can't really tell down here.
It's past midnight.
Well, good evening. I'll hope you're having a nice night. I'll try to keep going.
We require your presence.
Okay. Well, I'm here.
Yes. We are to take you to the surface.
Can I ask where we're going on the surface?
We are to take you to the Rogue Trader.
Oh, okay. I thought this might be about something else. That's fine. Let's go.
Some of them look at each other a little concerned.
Oh, you're bringing me for perfectly legal reasons. Okay.
Then Talbot falls to the ground.
That's just garbage. I like picking up garbage.
For the greater good.
Keep the
greater
hive
good,
clean.
The greater good. You notice that none of them will walk in front of you.
Well, I will try to chat with them. I'm not super great at small talk, but I'm sure they appreciate the attempt.
This is going to go great. Give me a roll for that.
Okay. What would that be?
How about cunning or persuasion?
Let's do cunning, because I'm better at that. Two successes.
They are not overly thrilled that you're talking to them. Your mechanical voice is very disconcerting. Particularly as you try to identify with them in terms that, on topics that were probably what you considered humans talked about from wherever it is you came from, which is not here.
Forges are hot, right?
So, they walk along in not too companionable silence and wait for a lift to take you up to somewhere where they can see the stars. Oh, wait, they're not supposed to look up at the stars. Back down to the ground. Down toward the ground. We're looking at the ground.
The ground is 90% less likely to eat you.
Yes, but that 10%, it's a doozy.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Sister Delmidia.
Yes.
You are plying your trade in another part of the Underhive. Give me a Medicaid roll.
All right. I think I'm good at that. I hope I'm good at that.
You better be. You're the team's medic.
I mean, that doesn't mean a whole lot. So many dice. This is my first dice pool game, y'all.
Nice.
Wow. All right. John, I fell off the wagon. I'm sorry.
Oh man, but we had worked out the perfect plan. Roll well. All the time.
We figured out rolling better. We rolled like nothing but like 18s and above for a whole game. It was ridiculous. But that is 5 successes.
All right. Well, you weren't trained in open heart surgery, but that never stopped you from trying before. And guess what?
They have a heart?
They have a heart. And that heart no longer contains several shell fragments.
I'm very persistent.
They not only have a heart, they have 2 hearts now somehow.
Like, no, she took the heart out and left the shell fragments, and that's why they survived.
You were working on a tech priest the whole time.
The heart was actually the forward matter. That was the problem.
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
So
so
getting
yes,
in the way of the mechanical bits.
you have saved a senior member of one of the larger gangs in this quarter, and probably will be able to extract favors from them in the future. But that's for the future. Now you get to roll awareness.
Oh, goody. I am exactly as good at that. That is 8 successes.
Holy.
On 10 die, only 4 of them missed.
Wow. All right. So, you hear the sound of the Arbitas armored personnel carriers rolling up the street. Long before they actually reach you.
I groan to myself, and I start making efforts to cover up my my own armor more, because I am being in a not terribly safe neighborhood wearing my power armor, but it is a little obvious, and I'm trying to look less like a errant sister of battle.
All right. So some of the gangers around you are picking up on the sound of incoming Imperial forces, and they are grabbing their stubbers and various other weapons, as it looks like they're going to make a fight of it.
Gentlemen, if you want to fight, please take it somewhere else.
That will be persuasion of some kind, potentially cunning. Leadership will work. Or intimidation. You're wearing power armor.
Let's see. Which one of these am I not bad at? Let's go with cunning.
Okay.
I'm less bad at cunning. All right. That was 4 successes.
Okay. There is a well-timed cough from your recovering patient, and then they look down and they're like, "Oh wait, yeah, that's why we're here. Sorry, sister. We'll be going now."
Thank
Sorry,
you.
Mom.
She is, however, like in the, I assume, robes that are covering her armor, she is like clutching her own las pistol in her pocket.
Yep.
Because this also might be a fight.
Yeah. So there are Arbitas coming. Interestingly, they are not pursuing the usual tactics that the law enforcement usually employ in this sector, which is to shoot anyone who doesn't run. Stun them at least. For questioning.
It's very generous of them.
Yes. They seem to know where your clinic is, and they will knock on the door.
She's not sure how to interpret this. She was kind of assuming if the Empire ever caught up with her, it wouldn't be so cordial. But she's going to stand a few paces back from the door with her hand still holding her pistol in a robe pocket and enter.
So there is a squad of Arbutus outside. Noticeably, though, there are 6 of them. 5 of them are facing outward toward the street. Their commander walks up to you and bows and says, "I beg your pardon, sister, but your presence is requested by the Rogue Trader."
My presence? You're certain of this?
"Yes, sister."
Very well, then. Lead on.
They will lead you to the personnel carrier, and you get to sit while the rest of them actually will maintain a cordon outside the vehicle as it rolls ponderously away.
She still feels like this could be a really subtle arrest. She's not really sure. But subtle never seemed to be their style.
Zeratos,
Yo.
you are cloistered in your in a place of quiet contemplation. When you hear the approach of the Farseer,
Well, I stand up to greet the Farseer.
she looks at you and says, You have been away from us for far too long.
Well, I do have a interest in wandering.
As many of our kind do. And as grateful as I am to have you among us once again, I am afraid that I have seen that you must leave us.
For what reason?
The humans are interfering once again.
Yes, it's in their nature to interfere. It's almost endearing if they weren't so violent.
Their ambition for this region of space is likely to cause greater instability. I have had dealings with the man in charged with maintaining order in this fragment of their Imperium.
I'm unfamiliar with the name. Do refresh my memory.
The Rogue Trader Varonius.
Does the man need to be killed?
Certainly not. His efforts are among the only things keeping back the forces of, well, chaos. I need you to go to him.
What is my goal here? I'm not the talker.
You'll observe and report. Assist as you are able.
easy enough.
All I can ask. And of course, all you can do. The way will be open for you.
I nod and go over to where I keep my witch blade, and with a flourish, I sheath it.
Safe travels.
As with you. This should be fun. And I strolled out.
All right. Sven,
Yes.
you are in an audience chamber. It's very comfy. But you get the feeling it would become less comfortable if you decided to leave the immediate environs. You were in a strong position when you left your ship. You are in a less strong position now.
Well, I still have my most formidable weapons about me. My wits, my stormbolter, and my power sword.
Yes.
So he'll sit and he'll wait. And he won't even try to do the power play move of looking bored. He just sits and waits.
All right.
Incidental question, Acer.
Yes.
Has news come back from the front about Sven's brother? Or has that already happened yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
So, the doors open, and another group walks in and directs a tech priest into the room, urging them to sit.
Hello.
Sven kind of tips fingers over at the tech priest lady and goes, "Try the calf if you enjoy liquids. It's actually not horrible."
I don't think I'll take you up on that.
Fair.
And then the door opens again, and another group escorts in a lady wearing power armor under concealing robes.
Sven's a bit more taken aback at this, like, wait, what is happening now?
Dom is looking about very uncertainly, still keeping her hand on the concealed pistol. It's not going to do her much good here, but it's more of a comfort at this point, and just having her hand on it. The armor helps too. It always helps.
All right. Do you sit down?
I think she's too nervous. She's going to stay standing and just like making everyone really uncomfortable by moving around the room a lot. She's just going to like pace slowly and just make things more tense.
All right. So, on the other end of the room from where you were invited to sit, there's a very large seat. It's obviously meant for someone very specific. And from behind it, a door opens and several people march in, trying to effect that authoritative entrance that Sven was planning on pulling off when he stepped onto the space station in full power armor. The person in the lead of the group definitely has better armor than you.
Well, game respects game. Sven stands up at attention and acts attentive.
Captain, you recognize the Rogue Trader, Lord Varonius. He is the man who led the fleet that discovered the way through the rift, through the Andros Passage.
Lord Baronius, it is an honor to meet you.
Well, I suppose it might be, but I am nothing too special.
Oh, charting the passage between the two halves of the Imperium, that's something special.
Well, if you insist, well, then I suppose I am a little special. Fortunately for you, you have drawn the distinction of being a future hero of no less stature, I'm sure.
Sven quirks an eyebrow at that.
This is Admiral Koval. He gestures toward a woman in the Imperial Navy dress uniform. And Colonel Bloom gestures toward a man in the uniform of the Elysian Drop Troops. They will constitute the military component of your command.
Pardon, my lord, my command?
Yes.
I'm just a scion of a rogue trader house. I bear
yes, a lower house as well, but we can't hide behind those shortcomings when the Emperor calls.
True, my lord, but I mean, my brother has the writ of passage and the warrant of trade.
Ah, I see. I would have thought you would have been informed. It appears it is my sad duty to inform you that your brother, while participating in a relief expedition to aid the Imperial Guard, was killed and his ship lost.
Sven's face goes ashen, and it becomes a bit more clear that the only reason why he's standing upright right now and not slumped in a chair is the power armor that he's wearing. I see. Excuse me, my lord. Please do go on.
It, of course, is little consolation, but reports from the survivors indicate that your brother's contingent acquitted themselves quite valiantly and contributed to the survival of as many people as escaped as did. But because of the collapse of that salient and the loss of the food production and manufacturing capacity, it is all the more imperative that I send you on this mission.
Of course, sir.
Functionary is going to activate a holographic projection in a table that's set in the middle of the room. and you are greeted with a somewhat distorted, kind of fuzzy, holographic reproduction of the local stellar region. SJ, you're pretty sure you could fix the resolution on that.
No, I'm not going to volunteer.
The Rogue Trader frowns at it. Says, "Blasted piece of junk," and kicks like the pedestal it's mounted on.
No.
And it flickers and then snaps into as sharp a contrast as you can imagine it's capable of.
The machine spirits will remember this.
Sven nods happily. Yep. Percussive maintenance, just like they taught us.
The technical knock. As you can see, the Gilead system is currently the center of our current position here on the periphery of the Imperium Nihilus. We are forced to deal with threats from marauders and Aeldari corsairs, as well as remnants of a splinter fleet from a splinter Tyranid fleet, as well as blasted orcs. With all of the warp instabilities in the region, the possibility of entire worlds succumbing to starvation or illness is placing a real strain on our ability to maintain the readiness of our formations. But I happen to know from Segmentum records that there are several worlds within easy range, within easy reach of our current trade fleets. We need only to reestablish contact and define clear avenues of trade. With so many of our forces occupied in supporting the crusade, there are few ships to spare. And so it falls upon those of great privilege to offer up their own fortunes in defense of the empire, the emperor. The emperor's light.
Sven nods and forms the sign of the Aquila across his chest.
You will be entrusted with several cargo vessels from my own house, as well as other trade dynasties in the local sector. It will be your responsibility to explore along this former trade route, establish, or hopefully reestablish imperial authority, collect tithes, and provide guarantees of security to the emperor's loyal subjects. Are there any questions?
Why am I here?
Oh, yes.
Yes, I was rather wondering the same.
As it happens, I have taken it upon myself to make certain arrangements. Namely you. In this new reality we find ourselves, we must make allowances for certain unpleasant truths. Among them, that every power in the galaxy seeks our destruction. And among those who we would have cast out, there are glimmers of hope. I require your assistance in reaching out to those who would have been outcast. Humanity must hold together.
I don't feel like I'm the right person to help you with this, but thanks for the offer. We'll see you all around.
I assume then that you are not interested in providing me with your expertise regarding Aeldari and Tau technology.
What
Sven
technology?
goes, wait, what?
Do you happen to have some?
Several of the worlds in which we are interested reported contact with Xenos before the rift.
Mm-hmm.
I can only assume that that contact has continued and that we will have to make an effort to understand the current influences the Xenos have. I would rather have someone with an open mind to observe those conditions on the ground rather than a certain orthodox viewpoint.
So, any tech we do happen to find, what are we going to do with it?
I honestly have no idea what you would do with any tech you were to theoretically find. Hypothetically, I suppose that you would examine it to the extent necessary to determine that it was heretical in nature, and then you would take care of it in a way that would not require further scrutiny from the Adeptus Mechanicus.
I think I could be persuaded to come along then, for the good of the Imperium.
My lord, so just to confirm, in these dark days that we find ourselves, we are expected to, once we do make our way through the warp and find ourselves on the worlds that are embattled and needs aid and succor, if there are any xeno presences, we should act on the auspices of friendship in these dark days rather than purging.
Mm-hmm. I think that sounds good.
I don't recall anyone saying using the word friendship per se, but
not outright purging the blueberries and the knife ears directly.
yes, we must come to an understanding. There are other threats at play, and we must deal with them. And for those who deal with us fairly, then perhaps there can be dialogue, or at least amicable silence.
Well, I'll take amicable silence with an Eldar or a Tau over enraged roaring with an orc any day, so be it.
Quite so. As for you, sister, it is my understanding that you have fostered a level of acceptance within many of the less fortunate members of our community. It is hoped that your experience in this matter, in these affairs, will help the captain in his dealings with less conventional governmental apparatus.
Yes, and while I had thought my dealings with Imperial service were a thing of the past, it would seem that this current course is an acceptable one.
Excellent. Excellent. Well then, with that in mind, I think we should turn to the discussion of all of a sudden Zeratos is there.
Like in a poof of smoke, or did we just blink and suddenly we noticed someone there?
Yes, all of a sudden you notice someone was there.
Hestia's face is going to do the heart eye emojis thing.
My lord, I didn't realize you intended for us to get into negotiations with the Aeldari so quickly.
Neither had I.
Hello. My name is Sven. Oh, John, I think you're muted. That's why we can't hear you.
Okay.
All right, so just
thank you for saving me from going, hello, my name is Sven. Who are you?
just go with the assumption that he was just being extremely, like, patronizingly
I just assumed
awful.
that.
Yeah.
For the record, when Sven was doing that hello, he was speaking Aeldari.
All right, so he is doing that thing where people who do not have a very good command of a language will try to just speak it very slowly and loudly.
I have an apple. I have a pen.
I lean.
Apple pen.
Who else is everyone else here right now?
Yep, everyone else is just staring at you.
I like lean towards the emoji face and says in comment or whatever in high Gothic or whatever.
Low Gothic.
Low Gothic. Sorry.
Low Gothic.
Is something wrong with this? With him?
No, I don't think so. Are you really an Eldar?
I like take a moment to look at my like. I believe so.
I have so many questions for you.
I am Zeratos Artenis. And then I start speaking in low Goth really slowly. Hello, sir. Are you in charge?
I mean, I'm not. The man with the much larger hat is. And Sven is saying this in as good Aeldari that a human can produce. But it's surprisingly good. Like, I spent advancement points on being able to speak Eldar. God damn it. Throne, damn it. I mean.
All right. So you can understand him. Still seems somewhat wrong, but
Your accent is terrible, but I mean, you can speak a little bit faster. I'm pretty time is important.
Oh, sorry, this is my first time actually speaking to an Aeldari person directly. It's been a while since I've had to actually use this. Hello, Low Gothic?
Low Gothic works. And I'll speak Low Gothic.
All right. I assume from your timely appearance that you are here to join this expedition.
That would be the case.
Well, welcome then.
Just an impressive hat you have there.
It was a gift. From Commissar, who thought rather well of himself.
Oh, those are the humans that shoot the other humans to motivate more the other humans.
Among others, yes.
Yes.
Well,
Fascinating.
Well, Captain, do you have any questions?
Well, I suppose we have a local interpreter now to improve relations for if we do meet any Aeldari. It sure would be timely if any stealth Tau battle suits uncloaked right now for a member of their party. And Sven looks into a corner of the room. Nothing happens.
Did you invite one?
Roll awareness.
Did Sven look at the right corner?
Is it just Sven?
Yeah, just Sven. He's the only one looking in the corner.
Trying to make sure I grab the right number of dice. Ooh, so the Wrath die is a 6.
Oh, that means you get a point of glory.
Glory pool goes up.
Oh, incidentally, you each have 2 wrath points.
Nice. That is 5 successes, 2 of which are exalted successes.
All right. So, you look into the corner, and then you think, oh, fuck, I shouldn't have looked in that corner. Because you find that you're looking at a human woman wearing a camellia chrome cloak, who's holding perfectly still. And you think, uh-oh, I found the Inquisition spy.
Can I roll? Oh, there isn't a rapport roll. What the hell? Persuasion to show her that I mean well?
Cunning.
Okay, I should have put more points into that. I'm glad I put any points into that.
I feel like since she was pacing and being really awkward, that Dom is standing like kind of adjacently between them with her back to the spy, completely oblivious.
That's 4 successes, one of which is E6, an exalted success. So it's fine. I was like, oh, I did not expect that to work and that there would actually be someone there. Hello, ma'am.
All right. Are you actually going to say something?
He's not going to say it out loud because they're being extremely still, but he is going to lock eyes with them and eyebrows raise and kind of wave a single finger and think very loudly in his brain just in case. Oh, I didn't expect to see you there. Hello. He doesn't know how psionic powers work, so if he thinks really hard, maybe it will work.
All right. If you don't give away her presence, she will give you a nod, and then you blink, then she's not there anymore. All right. So guess what? You just made you have just decided to take sides in a battle you don't know anything about. Congratulations.
Hooray! Oh, this will end well.
Why are you staring at me?
Oh, no, sorry, I just got lost in thought. Sorry, Lord Rogue Trader, this is all overcoming me a bit much. Righto, let's do the best for the Imperium and make sure that we reestablish ties.
Excellent. Well, in that case, I will leave you to the planning of the first leg of your journey with the Admiral.
Turn and look at the Admiral.
All right. Do your eyes make a disconcerting whirring noise as you
Yes.
refocus the heart emojis?
She is not getting the heart emojis.
Okay.
Dom
Right.
will finally go sit down.
If it'll make that weirdo stop staring at you.
Yeah, it's real uncomfortable.
All right. So she will point out the first world you are going to. It is not too far away, just a short distance through the warp. It is called Sadira. It appears to be a colony that, at the time of the Rift's appearance during the end of the 13th Black Crusade, was already sort of experiencing infrequent communication with the rest of the stellar neighborhood. But the current records seem to indicate that it was capable of self-sustaining agricultural and mechanical production or technological production. Does anyone have investigate or can do a scholar roll?
I can do both of those.
I think I'm also a smarty pants.
I, as well, can do investigation and scholaritude equally well.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm a better scholar than investigator.
All right. Everybody can give it a try.
I have a 3 and got one of those. I rolled 1 6.
Okay.
I got a 6 on the Wrath die, and 2 other 6s in addition to this 4, so Sven may know a bunch.
Okay.
I got 3 successes on my 10 die.
Wow.
Boo. John cursed me.
6s are 2 successes, so that is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 successes.
Oh,
with 2
true.
6s.
Yeah, that's true. I have 7 successes, yeah.
Yes. Okay. So
I keep on forgetting that 6s are double successes.
So I have a question.
Yep.
If I have a 8, do that roll 8 plus a wrath die, or one of the 8 dies?
it's one of the 8.
Okay,
You just have to make sure you designate which one it is.
got you.
All right. Zeratos, you are familiar with a small Aeldari outpost on one of the moons orbiting the larger of the gas giants in that system.
I have to take off for 1 second. Someone is knocking at my door.
Okay.
Jealous.
As far as you are aware, the Imperium is unaware of its existence.
And I probably shouldn't mention its existence either, I assume.
Probably not. Let's see. Hestia, you know that there is a cache of well, let's not mince words, war machines kept by the Adeptus Mechanicus on an airless rock orbiting in the Oort cloud of this solar system. And Dom is aware that there are actually 2 pirate flotillas that were based out of this system and had reached informal understandings with the Planetary Defense Force to leave the planet alone so long as they didn't actively patrol the outskirts of the system. This is among the many little bits of trivia you picked up on your post-pirate guest part of your career. As I'm guessing, avoiding pirates became something of a pastime.
Yes, they're not amongst my favorite companions.
I'm back, Acer. P.S.
All right. So, and Sven knows that there used to be an Imperial Navy contingent that based out of the Sidira system a long time ago, and that they probably left when they were reassigned pre-positioning assets to support a quick return to the system should they ever need to use it again as a base of operations.
This was before the giant intergalactic rift.
Yes. They moved on before then. What? Maybe there's stuff there.
Which means they may be expecting people to come help, which could be a point in our favor at least.
Yes. Who in this group shares what they were able to find?
Sven definitely does, because he is talking to one of the Imperial Navy people that would probably already have this information. So he's just putting it out there in the context of there used to be a Navy contingent for Sidira, which means if a Navy contingent comes back, even if it's a different one, they may be more welcoming of us.
Anyone else?
Nope.
Demedia will share that there was there's a significant pirate presence in this area, and they have sort of uneasy understanding with the locals.
Well, they don't have an understanding with us, Admiral Koval will say.
Ooh, you may need to hang further back in reserve then to make sure that we don't, how should I put it, step on any toes and have all the pirates shoot us in the face before you shoot them in the face.
I'm very good at shooting people in the face, Captain.
And I'm very good at being shot in the face, as you can see. And he kind of gestures to the massive scar on his face. But it's not a thing that I'd want to repeat too often.
I don't think you should brag about that.
Well, you are certainly
I
not.
lived.
I am adept at reattaching faces after having been shot off.
No, it's better just to replace the whole face with a new and improved mechanical face, which I can assist you with if you wish.
I've found not being hit has worked fairly well for me.
That is the ideal solution.
I like their method. I'm going to aspire to not get hit in the face. And to that end, Admiral, I volunteer our vessel as the advance party, and if you stay far enough back in reserve, you can. If pirates come in and start blasting us, you may be able to swoop in and save the day. But if there's no immediate recourse for Battlefleet Gothic maneuvers, then no need to tax the brave Navy men and women when they don't need to be taxed.
Well, I can appreciate your wishing to conserve our forces until they are absolutely required. This seems like an excellent idea. Does anyone want to do anything else before you leave the Gilead system?
I want to go pick up my stuff.
All right.
I have few worldly possessions, and I'm probably carrying most of it on my person.
Power armor is expensive.
Yeah. I'm probably just going to be trying to get someone to take me to where my, I assume, well-appointed room is.
Oh, I'll do it. I'll show you.
Excellent. Like, I hold out a arm. For
Narrator voice. Hestia doesn't know where it is either.
I like hold out like an elbow.
Oh, I'll take it. I'm so excited. I'm going to just pick a room. It doesn't matter whose room it is.
Sven
nice
has a great many worldly possessions, but they're already on the ship, so that's not a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Can I roll to find a nice room?
All right. Yeah, that will be awareness.
All right. I guess I can't argue that I get to add something because I know a lot about ships. All right. I got 3 6s and then 3 regular successes, so that's 9 successes.
All right. You find luxury quarters.
Like, not very nice.
These are for you.
I appreciate it. I bow graciously.
They're quarters that Sven did not know were aboard this ship.
I was personally assuming that it was like, oh, those are the Rogue Trader's quarters. I don't get to sleep in those. I'll take the Exo's quarters equipped.
Well, see, the thing is that like you always thought, wow, this is the room at the end of the hall. It must be the best one, right? Not realizing that there's an entire extra suite above you.
Mm.
Oh man!
I just assumed Hestia was moving someone else's bags out as they're bringing him in.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's more the kind of thing that Sven has stayed in the same quarters on the ship for ages and ages, even though he technically has the right and is able to take the fancier ones now that he actually apparently now has a warrant of trade. No, that's just too weird for him right now, and it would feel like stepping on his brother's toes.
Yeah, it's like those ships, like every ship in a shipping line often has like quarters that are reserved for like the owner of the line's family to stay in. So you don't, it just wouldn't be right. You're the captain of the ship. You're not the owner.
Yeah, like my place is with the troops and the rank and file, not with the hoity-toities.
It's really funny when you say that because you're still like,
I'm in the hoitiest parts of the rank and file.
Like I start taking out scrolls to put up pieces of artwork around it. Like I'm
no king. I'm but a lowly duke.
Yeah, so I'm definitely nesting. So
yeah,
maybe
it's yours now.
Maybe later we could talk about that very nice weapon you have there.
Oh, of course. Maybe we can talk over. Is it tea?
Yes, tea would be good.
You can tell me about the extra arm, maybe.
Yes, well, that's something I've had for a while, and it's pretty nice. It's not as nice as Eldar stuff, but
I'm like not like it's true, but I don't say it out loud.
All right, give me a piloting roll. Rogue Trader.
Okay. And you guys thought that I was silly getting a piloting roll when navigators do that for me. Ha!
Nobody said that.
I said that.
You thought that. Piloting. Acer tries to screw us over with piloting all the time, right?
Yeah, that is true.
Just double checking that I have the right number of dice. Hey, Acer.
Yes.
So, first and foremost, I have 6 successes.
Uh-huh.
But I also have this glaring snake eye on the wrath dice.
All right. Megan gets to roll on her favorite table.
Oh, shoot. I should have that. I have it.
Oh, wait. That's right. When we get 6s and 1s when that stuff happens, right?
Yeah. You get a complication, which is table 5-3, I believe.
So what happens when you get a 6? Because I definitely got a 6 earlier.
If you get a 6 on the wrath die, you get a glory point added to the pool.
Okay.
Because, dear listeners, see, it's wrath and glory.
And ruin.
And ruin. I just gave Acer a ruin point, potentially.
How are you supposed to roll a D66?
Oh, easiest way is take the separate die that you have for the wrath die and the die that you have for normal dice and just say that one of them is the 10s and one of them is the 1s.
Yeah, so you're basically rolling 2d6 like you would roll
a percentile.
Yeah, so for sake of ease, I usually have the wrath die be the 10s because it's the one that's usually more important.
I sent it to you on Hangouts, Acer, in case you wanted to announce it dramatically.
Oh, no. Send it to Mike, because Mike, what happens to you in the war?
Wait, I have to send it to him first.
It's table 5-3.
Yep. You can just tell him the number.
Oh, 32.
I'm just looking up the table now, which is
page 250.
250. And what was it again?
32.
32. Okay. Ah, dear. There be ghost ships. Sensors indicate that another vessel is nearby. The readings randomly seem to appear and vanish, and some details hint that the other vessel is the same as the one the crew is currently aboard.
All right. Rogue Trader, Sven, you are sleeping in your perfectly large enough quarters.
Your adequate quarters.
Comfortable quarters.
When there is a rather strident klaxon that shakes you out of your comfortable nest.
Troubles. I slap myself awake and get clothes on me, but it's the oh shit, something's going down warning, right?
Yes.
Yeah, I get into the power armor and then make my way to the bridge.
All right. Did you give everyone a tour when they came aboard?
I probably did, just to make sure that I knew which areas Hestia was going into in advance, because she seemed to have her own absurd knowledge of the layout of the ship, and that didn't seem right. And I wanted to make sure which areas I wanted to make sure I knew which areas she knew which areas were.
Oh, also, did you have you posted guards at key parts of the ship?
Are we currently in warp transit?
Yes.
Then yes.
All right. Well, you do also happen to have a Heretek and an alien aboard.
Yeah. But the alien is at least one that I can speak the language of. I don't speak Tau yet.
Yeah. Let alone Tyrannid.
Yeah,
We'll get there.
the only language they speak is Bitey.
I am quite offended. You guys are alien.
All right. So when you get to the bridge, there are hundreds of people shouting at each other.
Okay. I use my command voice and shout out, "Everyone shut the fuck up. Status report."
All right. That gets everyone's attention. Give me a leadership roll to make sure that you don't just paralyze them with fear.
Okay.
And then anyone else who went on this tour and knows where the bridge is and wants to know what's going on probably wants to go to the bridge.
So I have a question.
Yep.
Would I have been left alone long enough to possibly have been meditating?
Yes.
I would like to cast forewarning because it's been like an hour and I haven't tried to cause a peril of the warp yet. And I would like to try to remedy that.
All right, let's make this worse, shall we? Give me
Oh, you're helping our navigator. Yeah, that's it. Helping.
Yes, that's exactly right. All right, so let's see. I have a focus, so that gives me an extra die, I believe.
For the people that aren't 40k savvy, navigators are basically mutants that can see into the warp and not blink because they have an extra eye specifically for that, and they help guide everyone through the warp. In theory, on this side of the divide, it's easier because there's still the astral lighthouse of the Emperor. The further we go into the breach, the harder it will get.
So, good news. I rolled a 1 on my raft die.
Megan, if you would please.
Alrighty.
While she's rolling that, Mike, what is my room assignment? Do I get a nice room?
Oh yeah. You get a nice room in the rest of the guest quarters, which are relatively close to Hestia's and Zaratas's.
It's probably the nicest room I've ever had.
There's a curtain in here.
All right, Megan, what did you roll?
I sent it to you, or do you want me to read it?
You get to make John read it.
1 second.
Where are you sending it so I know where to look?
Hangouts.
Okay, well, let me open up Hangouts so I'll see it.
No, wait. Okay, I'll send it in Zoom. No, wait, I can't send it in Zoom. It has to be in Hangouts.
Okay, but Hangouts is open.
Well, there is a chat in Zoom also, though.
But if I open the tab, it changes the shape of the window and it will fuck up
Oh, gotcha.
Well, I have
Hashtag OBS problems.
We just need to set up another streaming computer, I guess. All right. So,
reality erosion. The ship's structure is altered by the warp pernicious influence. Corridors become twisted. Paintings or statues may seem to come to life. Chambers may begin to blend into one another or become lost entirely.
Okay, so the plush guest quarters are now plush guest quarter because they've all turned into a giant plush pillowed fort.
So
Worth it.
Weirdly, what happens is that so you're staring at everyone, shouting for calm, and then like people are, you're used to people like looking up at you when you're wearing your armor, and then all of a sudden you realize they're looking up at you a lot more as the bridge seems to be like constricting in a very strange way, and you end up like literally like moving up toward the ceiling as your command deck becomes detached from the rest of the bridge.
Is it continuing up, as in I need to make a athletics type test to jump down so I don't get crushed?
Yes, it is.
Okay, I will do so then. Make an athletics test. I mean, I'm
Yes.
not get crushed. Hopefully. Oh, for the record, my leadership role, I did get. Here, let me recount this just in case. I got 6 successes.
Uh-huh.
All of the successes were 6s.
Oh, wow. All right.
And that was a 6 on the Wrath die.
Okay, so you get another glory point. Your crew is inspired by the fact that you are just coolly like tuck and roll out of the way of the ship just like trying to crush you. Let's make sure you succeed, though.
Yeah, it's the warp. It's the warp. These things happen.
So this was the nicest room I ever had, and now I think I've just shot my wall.
Well, it's the nicest room that you've ever had. It's just that it's now the nicest room you all have ever had because it's much larger.
It's a common room.
Oof. I'm not gonna try to do the webcam down to the dice trick again because that never works well. But I got another 6 on the Wrath die.
All right.
So that is, but it's, let's see. 6 successes, 2 of which are exalted.
All right. So as you are, demanding status report, and then the hull seems to like shift around you and the deck lifts you up into the air, and you have to jump clear of your command station before you suddenly, will get a lot shorter. You end up just moving aside, and well, there's a pillar where there once was a small like central control station where you stood with a commanding view of the bridge. But, it looks to be load-bearing now, so that's probably good for the ship's stability. Meanwhile, though,
there, lads, you see, even the warp wants to support us. Now our bridge will be much more resilient from the cursed orcs hurling rocks at us.
They cheer. Like, they bought it.
Yes.
So good at this. Yes. Meanwhile, on another part of the ship, Dom is thinking about how great her new quarters are, and then she turns around and Hestia is looking at her. There used to be a wall there.
There used to be a wall here.
Dom is still trying to put the power armor back on. I imagine it is an intensive process.
Yes. Hestia,
But I also imagine she doesn't sleep in it, so it's like it's not really a good emergency, response thing. But it's all she's got, so she's piling on this armor again.
Hestia, you saw that wall just melt.
Okay, I'm not going to deal with that fact. There is a problem in front of me, and it is power armor, and I can deal with that. I'm gonna help with the power armor.
All right, give me a tech roll.
Okie dokie. Hopefully I won't fuck this up because this is a lot of dice. Let's see. I got a total of 8 successes. 3 of them were 6s.
All right. So, Dom, you've never thought of what it would be like for a tech priest to violate your personal space. You never wanted to know what it would be like, but you know now.
But what are you doing? Stop! Don't touch that!
But you are now in your armor in record time.
Thank you, I suppose.
I can
Smells
help
nice
you.
too. She cleaned it.
I can help you with maintenance.
That is, I appreciate that offer.
What did Zeratas's roll actually get, other than the 1 for the wrath die?
Oh, I got a 4, so I needed a 6.
Ah, okay.
So did not make it.
Well, that was fun. The damage control crews have to, go through the ship compartment by compartment and deck by deck to see exactly what's changed about their home. Mostly it's superficial. One of your shuttle bays is now more of a shuttle hold, and they're going to spend the rest of the trip taking the shuttles apart, carrying them through the ship, and then putting them back together in the other shuttle bay. But, it gives them something to do.
Good start. I'm casting every round.
Oh, no.
But nothing else happens for the rest of the trip, and you drop out of the warp into a picturesque, placid, and altogether normal-seeming star system.
Does the wall come back?
Yes.
Sven would definitely have an after-action report with the crew and the sentries of, okay, everyone, scout out the ship, see if anything has changed permanently. If so, make sure to update the ship's records for what the ship currently is, to make sure that we aren't caught unawares.
Also, change the record so it was always like that, so the Inquisition doesn't find out about it.
Yeah.
Your command console comes back.
Oh, good.
It's good. That thing's expensive.
I check in with the navigator to see if I can find out if they have any idea of why that happened.
So much laughing. There was so much laughing.
Oh, the chat got into the warp again. Gotcha. Why is my nose bleeding? Oh, right, the warp. Sorry, Acer.
So much ruined about to fall on your head. So,
Because Ben will eventually find out that Zeratos is quote unquote helping.
give me an awareness
Eventually.
roll.
But today is not that day.
Yeah. Give me an awareness roll, Mike.
Okay, awareness. Counting dice is fun. It's like Shadowrun, but for decay times. Wait, I keep on forgetting. Sixes are 2 successes?
Yes.
Okay, then that's a 7 with 2 of the dice being 6s.
All right. Yep, those are gunships.
Are they angry gunships?
All right. It depends on how you look at it. They are not headed towards you with apparent hostile intent, although it does look like a very interesting combination of planetary defense force pattern gunships and converted civilian transports. You would swear that it looks like a PDF squadron traveling in company with pirates.
Sven comes to the ship. So everyone's kept abreast of the situation. It seems that plus side, the locals have made peace with the pirates for survival and have teamed up. The minus side is that they are all heavily armed, so best behavior, everyone. And Sven tries to open up a communication relay with one of the patrol ships.
All right. They will hail you and say, you see into the bridge of one of the PDF gunships, there is a woman in a very well-kept uniform who nonetheless looks very stressed. And she looks at the video pickup and says, Emperor be praised. Are you here about our distress signal?
We are now.
And that's where we'll call it.
Wait, I would like to cast a spell before.
Oh no!
Nope. Nope. No. So that has been our first foray into the world of Wrath and Glory. Around the table, we've had John.
Hi, I'm John. You can find me on Twitter as Sleepy SLEYPY. I was playing Zeratos Artanis.
Rob.
Hi, I'm Rob. You can find me on Twitter at Boudet, and I was playing Sister Domitia Hastafragus.
And you're supposed to plug something, I think. Was that you? Someone was supposed to plug something.
Yeah, what the heck was it?
How we roll.
How we roll?
Oh no, I was I had plugged us to them.
Okay.
Oh, well,
I was talking to
only,
another podcast, and I was like, "Oh hey, I'm gonna stream this thing now."
It's only polite to give a reciprocal handy. I mean, plug. I mean,
yeah. I mean, if you guys are into tabletop role playing games, like why wouldn't you be? Go check out the guys over at How We Roll. They're a bunch of great UK gamers and a lot of real cool people.
And Megan.
Hey everyone, this is Megan. I was playing Hestia, the sort of friendly Heretek. You can find me on Twitter at Curium247.
And Mike.
Hey everyone, I'm Mike, and I was playing Sven Septimus, and you can find me on Twitter at Token, Tokkan.
And this is Acer. I played everybody else. You can find me on Twitter at Acer_Tolentino. Thank you for listening. Until next time, this is TRF signing off.
Bye.
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 The Emperor protects those who protect themselves.
For sure that's in the Imperial Bible.
In the uplifting primer.
Primer.
Yeah.